Good day everyone. We will be discussing the chapter 3, evaluating messages and images of different types of text reflecting different cultures as used in the educational setting. I am Leon Macrancurato.
I am Giancarlo G. Magos.
I am Rona Provida.
I am Bernes Manukilio.
I am Brian Agustin Salapino.
I am Mrs. Alexander.
I am Christine K.
At this point of time, we will go down to the second part of our discussion. So what is our discussion? Can you please go back to the first slide? Can you read everyone?
Analyzing the text.
Okay, so it is very important as teachers that we need to analyze the text with the images that we're using mostly in our discussion. Why do you think it is very important for Alex?
What is your question again, Sarah?
Why it is very important as teachers that we should analyze the text or the images that we're using in our discussion?
So we should analyze the text or images that we are using in our discussion because as a teacher, we have to know first what we're going to inform our students and discuss with them.
Okay, thank you very much for that. It is very short but very comprehensive. One also thing that we should take consideration is the word plagiarism. So most likely it happens on the images and the text that we are using because if we're not able to use it properly, the plagiarism will take place. So as teachers, we should always impart the knowledge, important knowledge to our students without plagiarism. So can we move to the next slide, please? Okay, go back. The first one is the content analysis. We have first to consider what is the content or analyze what is the content. And we should answer the questions. Can you read the first question?
What do you see?
Next.
What is the image about?
Move next.
Are there people in the image?
Okay, next.
What are they doing?
Next.
How are they presented?
Second to last.
Can the image be represented in different ways?
And lastly.
How effective is the image as a visual message?
Thank you very much for that. So these questions will help us analyze how important is the content or it is beneficial to our students. Diba? Our images that we take or we use on our data on our daily teachings might affect the student's perspective. Because for example, if you take consideration on the question, second to the last, can the image be interpreted in different ways? Ang topic mo is mainly focused on social issues. Dahil nagtatapang image na directly connected to social issues but can be interpreted in different ways like the government and the next. So instead of like focus on social issues, mag-dig deeper to ang bata and not question the credibility of the image that you use. So you have to answer these questions if this question is beneficial to the students or not. Get the students?
Yes, sir.
Next, we will move to the visual analysis. So when we say visual, this is image or the whole picture.
Yes.
Sure. Okay, so the question that we need to answer is number one, how is the image composed? So what are the main parts of the image? Does the color is very vibrant? Does it uses different aspects or different graphics and text? Then what is the what is in the background or what is in the foreground? So when I say background, that's the God.
Yes.
At the back, so understandable wrap. And lastly, what are the most important visuals? So these questions will help you analyze if, again, beneficial sa students and at the same time useful ba siya sa imong klase. Because there are times that we tend to use pictures na abi na correct and at the same time really the beneficial for our discussion. Next, we have image source. It is very important that we know asa di ka ng mga images. The source of it. It can be gikan sa Google. At the same time, gikan sa live sources. These sources will help you determine the credibility of that image. Okay, na possibility nga, take an image sa source ka, dili na siya credible, then you cannot assure also nga sakto yung image na gamit. Diba? Most especially as future mapping pictures. Mag-teach ka pictures sa mga festivals. Diba? Nine times na similar of look sa mga festivals. And if dili credible ang imong source dito, may possibility na mabalibali ni mga festivals and that will lead confusion to your students. Understandable na guys?
Yes.
Very good. Next is technical quality. So So, technical quality, as we all know, we have to know if the image is large enough for your purpose. So, for example, imong highlight is props gamit sa usa ka festival. Na imong pagbutang sa imong image kay ingani ra kadako. Do you think it is useful for classroom, di ba? Yes, very good. So you have to make sure that the main purpose of the image and the size validates the main purpose of it. Di ba? Kaya if wala naman kayo siya na highlight, then wala na kayo pulos na ibutang siya nimo sa imong presentation. Next is, are the color, light, and the balance true? This is visible on the discussion proper. Kaya I know, 9 times na mag-use ng color at nadili mag-contrast sa atong ginagamit. So definitely, lamunon ang color yung gamit na ko sa picture. Diba? And is the image a quality digital image without pixelation or distortion? 9 times na mag-present ang pictures na blurred. And that directs the point na dili ka natin maklaro ang image and dili na punta ka balo how to determine or to analyze the image kay pixelated na image. And that also applies to the students, especially if mo teach ka sa high school. Pero mga bata, most of them are visual learners. They learn from what they see. So if ingana man good, we have to use or find HD ganing images. And lastly is the image in a file format that we can use. 9 times na ang image na ito download sa dili JPEG. Diba? 9 times na pag-open mo sa image, dili ka siya nimo ma-attach yung PPT. Agree, everybody?
Yes.
And by that, dapat, kabayo tama, ang format na ginagamit natin sa stock images, usable siya, and at the same time, magamit siya sa presentation. Next, contextual info. So when we say contextual info, the whole context sa atong images. Okay? Next is, what is the actual information that accompanies the image? Does the text change how you perceive the image and how? Is the textual information intended to be factual and informative, or is it meant to influence perception? What kind of context does the information provide? And does it answer the question of where, how, and why? This question is essential for you to be able to not just adapt to the image, but also not change the views of the students. Okay, we cannot deny the fact na ang atong makita most specifically on the presentation of our teachers, since we view our teachers as the most knowledgeable person in the classroom, most especially, ma-influensyahan tapos sila ginagawa. And if we're not able to evaluate the context of the image, then definitely our views and opinions will be changed also. So we have to make sure that our images doesn't just change the perception of the students, but it change the perception of the students. It is for the right and the true. Yes, everybody?
Yes.
Okay, next. To evaluate messages and images of different types of text reflecting different cultures, you should number 1 read.
Understand how specific cultures live.
Okay, we came from different walks of life. And dili possible na if okay na ko okay sa tanan, dili na siya possible. Because we have different views and opinions. So we have to make sure that other cultures are also taken consideration. And for example, if mo tudlo ka diha o about religion, then dili ay tanan ni mga students kasabot ana part sa Catholic religion. So definitely, most of the students would argue with you. They highlight kami mong isa. Therefore, you should have varied your discussion. Next, can you read?
Examine how people in this world communicate with each other.
That is very also important that you know how people communicate with each other. Because naano may possibility nga magka-cause ka o misunderstanding. And misunderstanding can cause to chaos or away. So definitely, if you are able to understand how they would communicate, then you could try to adapt to that and change your ways of communication. Next is learn the symbolism of their culture. As I said, you cannot pinagatak na what's true to mine can be true to you or dili mao sa inyo. What if we believe that the symbolism of the cross is about God? Then sa laing culture, kaya dili na sila magpapit na ang cross is about God. So you have to take consideration of that. And third to the last, be aware of every detail such as artifacts, language, and symbolism, similar interpretation. Third is interpret the meaning conveyed by the images. Identify the important elements communicated by the images and recognize the intended audience for the images. This evaluation will help you not just create a lesson that is impactful to your students, but at the same time is helpful para sa lahat. Because if you are able to understand their culture, then definitely you are able to respect them as well. Next, additional tips in evaluating images. So we have to take consideration into this. Number one is get the meanings conveyed by the images. Because if ever you don't have to just see an image by your own perspective, you have to adapt the composition, meaning thinking outside the box. So you have to think of it of the image as others' perception. If you're going to put yourself in someone's shoes, if you're going to put yourself in someone's position, then you are able to get the meanings in different perspectives. That is very important as teachers so that hindi ka insulto o culture sa tao. Next, identify the important elements communicated by the images. Single reason to avoid insulting and at the same time to avoid misunderstanding the concept. And lastly, understand the audience for the images. Because as similar as we are very diverse, our students are also diverse. Meaning you have to understand them for you to be able to impart that knowledge by their own perspective. So the interaction between non-verbal and verbal forms of communication, particularly the relationship between visual, symbol, and recording of speech in writing are important for evaluating both images and text. Because when we talk about symbolism, it differs from one person to another. So we have to take consideration into that. And next. And I think that's all for my report, and thank you for listening, everybody.
So I am Giancarlo G. Magos, and now we will going to talk all about cultural texts. So what is cultural text? A cultural text is any object, event, or form of communication that can be read and interpreted to reveal cultural meanings, values, and beliefs. It includes things like literature, films, music, art, fashion, advertisement, or even traditions that embody aspects of a particular culture. So a cultural text is any object that you can read, observe, and you can actually interpret their cultural meanings and values. So sample identification of cultural text. Everybody read.
Sample identification of cultural text would be the celebration of Zimbabwe. This 9-day series of early warning ancestors leading us to the values such as faith, community, and family. By examining Zimbabwe, we see how Filipinos prioritize devotion, tradition, and togetherness as families and communities gather to celebrate and prepare spiritually for Christmas. This tradition highlights the importance of religious observance and community support in Filipino culture.
So that is one of the cultural texts in the Philippines. So in a classroom setting or in a classroom setup, what can you observe? Mr. Ruben?
In the classroom setup, we can observe that there's a lot of facilities that student and teacher can use. For example, the television, laptops, and also some electric fan na mabugnaw ang palibot, and also the suga para hayag, windows, and chairs and tables.
Okay, another one, Mr. Castro.
I believe in classroom settings we can have an instructions of where students can follow. By this, we can able to maintain positive environment where individual or where students can participate well in the class with the using of these instructions around the classroom.
Okay, thank you. And the last one, Ms. Mariao.
Okay, so as we can observe from our primary education and our tertiary education, as usual, our classroom setup is normally a traditional in which there is the presence of chairs for students can utilize, tables where teachers can place their things, and of course technology.
Okay, thank you. So in traditional Filipino classroom setup, an example of an cultural text is the use of wooden armchairs arranged in straight rows facing the teacher's desk and blackboard. These layout reflects cultural values of discipline, respect for authority, and focused learning, where the teacher is the main authority guiding the lesson. By examining the setup, we see how Filipino culture places importance on structured learning environments and respect for educators in the classroom. So in our high school or the junior days, of course, naka-experience na makagamit ng mga armchair na mga kahoy, and then, of course, ang table is actually sa center sa classroom. So, the identification of cultural texts will be absolutely necessary. Cultural texts are fairly easy to identify once you grasp the concept. In a traditional classroom, there will be places for people to sit and surfaces for writing. What we will not share is the form of these seats and surfaces and their arrangement in the room. Look around and take note. Are there individual desks or tables and chairs? Can you rearrange the seats? Are there computers? How are the desks arranged? Where do the students sit? Where does the instructor sit or stand? So as an educator, we need also i-vary atong pag-arrange sa chairs and consider the students if they're excited pa sila or far-sighted sila mag-pass students. So of course, in our high school or even in our elementary days, we experience na ginalayan natin siya arrange ang chairs, especially yung hapit na ang Christmas party. So that's all for my part, and Miss Jackie is going to continue the cultural text.
Good morning, class. I am Teacher Dake, and I will continue the report of Teacher Magos, which is cultural text. Next, please. So, analysis can be challenging. We often take the meanings of objects for granted. For instance, since unlikely you've ever entered the classroom unsure of where to sit or what part of the space is intended for the instructor. Whether desks are arranged in rows or a circle, students typically leave the front for the instructor and maintain a distance from instructor's space. So this creates an invisible buffer zone around the teacher that students seem to recognize, though they will discuss it beforehand. These dynamics convey messages of hierarchy and authority based on the classroom furniture arrangement, linking the students' beliefs about their positions and those of their teachers. So basically, it states here that, for example, there is an arrangement. Then, mga estudyante ko no, dito sila sa back na area because sa front daw is intended or are intended for the teachers. Okay, so the analysis continues. So ask more questions. Bullet number 1, are there any works of art or media providing insight into the values and ideas of the people there? So it asks that are there any like ways or innovations na nag-show siya insight sa kabahin sa values and ideas sa mga people na involved there. The second one is how do your classmates present themselves through clothing? So makapangutan na sa akin based on how our opinions or classmates kanang mamurma. So makapangutan na mga how do they present themselves? Third bullet is what messages are you reading from them and how might they be reading you? So based on what they see, heard, so pangutan na isa po sa pananaw nila and vice versa. So these questions are just at the beginning as you identify the variety of cultural texts available in your research. As a researcher, your goal is to uncover stories and deeper meanings in artifacts, routines, and behavior. So as a researcher, one of your duties is to seek answers sa mga questions, right? Next, please. So, cultural text is not a simple concept. Why? Because cultural text conveys subtle cultural information about the beliefs and values of a group of people. Look closely everyday life. So for example, there is